Welcome to Alpha Insights. I'm Kristen. Today we're diving into a photonics company that's been turning heads at the optical conference, Poet Technologies. With me is James, a market analyst who follows photonics and AI infrastructure closely. Remember, if you have questions as we go, you can ask us at stockalpha.ai.
Thanks for having me, Kristen. Great to be here.
So James, okay, big picture. Poet's booth felt different this year. What changed?
They showed 3 real products in live demos, not just slides or lab prototypes. That's the shift. System-level demos that map to how customers actually deploy hardware.
Interesting.
Right.
Walk me through the headline, Blazar. What's the idea there in plain terms?
Blazar is Poet's external light source platform. The simple pitch is this. Take the tricky job of selecting wavelengths out of expensive indium phosphide chips and move it onto an optical interposer. That means the indium phosphide pieces can be smaller. You can fit more dies per wafer, and the implication is a sharp drop in laser costs if it scales.
So it's a cost curve play. But, is that proven yet?
Not fully. The demo shows the architecture works at a system level, but cost advantages only show up when you can manufacture at volume and hit yield targets. So Blazar is a compelling thesis, one the market is watching, but not yet a finished story.
Got it. And then there was Starlight. That felt more grounded, right?
Exactly. Starlight Gen 2 is what I'd call the bridge to commercialization. It's built on their light bar foundation and targets emerging standards for external light sources. At the conference, it was running inside an optical engine, demonstrating multiple channels and wavelengths in a format customers recognize. So it's no longer only a lab demo. It's a system prototype that lines up with real deployment. And that matters because a lot of optical startups can show a laser that works on a bench. Translating that into an engine that a hyperscaler will qualify is a different level.
Which brings us to Teralight. Tell us why that one caught people's attention.
Teralight is a 1.6 terabit optical engine, Poet developed with Mitsubishi Electric. Most competitors use up to 8 lasers for that kind of capacity. Teralight uses a 2 times 200 gigabit external modulated laser approach, roughly halving the laser count. With indium phosphide supply tight and costs rising, fewer lasers mean lower material pressure, less complexity, and a potential cost advantage in production.
Interesting. That score from Lightwave, 4.5 out of 5, does that actually matter?
It does in this industry. Peer review scores like that show engineers and buyers see real technical merit. But again, technical validation is not the same as revenue. It just reduces the excuse to ignore them.
Okay, now the cautionary note. Demos aren't the finish line, right?
Exactly. The photonics graveyard is full of solutions that worked perfectly until manufacturing, reliability, and customer qualification hit. So analysts note the big question now is scaling. Can Poet manufacture at acceptable yields, meet reliability standards, and get through customer qualification cycles quickly enough?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, when you look at the data around AI data centers, optical interconnect is becoming a bottleneck. Power, cost, and density are the gating factors, not compute density anymore. If Poet delivers even part of its promise, lower cost per bit, reduced power, less reliance on constrained materials, it aligns directly with that demand.
So for listeners who want to track this, what are the smart things to watch next?
Watch production milestones, pilot production runs, yield improvements, and any public qualification wins with large cloud customers. Also, keep an eye on supply chain moves, partnerships with contract manufacturers, component sourcing, and anything that shortens qualification timelines. Analysts will watch revenue conversion closely because demonstrations only matter if they turn into repeatable orders.
Short reaction. Good to know.
Honestly, I was a bit surprised by how much was actually working at the show.
Me too. So before we wrap, can you give us 2 or 3 quick takeaways?
Sure. 1. Poet demonstrated real hardware that maps to customer systems, which eliminates the main excuse to ignore them. 2. The core question now is execution, scaling manufacturing and getting through customer qualification. 3. If the architecture scales, it could relieve pressure on laser supply and significantly impact cost and power in AI data centers. And just to be clear, this is informational analysis, not investment advice.
Perfect. Thanks, James. And listeners, 2 quick reminders. If you have questions about anything we discussed today, you can ask us directly at stockalpha.ai. We answer listener questions live. And for more market insights, head over to stockalpha.ai.